Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be installing a bottom bracket into the Trek Fuel X that we installed at the dropper post, I think a couple months ago. You can click the link up here to watch that video. I know there's a lot of videos out there that will show you how to install a bottom bracket. The reason I'm making this video is because there is something that not everybody talked about. And why is that? Mountain bike frames are evolving in dimensions, size, and bottom bracket is one of the things that it causes a lot of confusion when it comes to measurements. One thing that I'm going to cover is why it's always important to measure your bottom bracket. Some people call it the bottom bracket shell, sleeve, however you want to call it. It's always important to measure it. That will determine if you're going to use a spacer that comes inside your bottom bracket box. It's always important to measure that so you get the right specs. You know what tool to use and you know what bottom bracket to buy. So if you pay attention to this chart, this comes straight from Shimano. This bottom bracket will fit a 89.5 millimeter and a 92 millimeter. So if you measure the width, which is letter D on the adapter, and it gives you 89 point something. Now you go down to where it says assembly example, letter A. It says for a bottom bracket shell with width of 89.5, insert the 2.5 spacer into the right hand side. That's between the frame and the right hand adapter. And then you will use the inner cover, which is letter B on the picture above. The reason you will use the spacer is because you need some clearance between what it's called in this picture, the inner cover, which is letter B, and the right or the left side hand adapter. If you don't use the spacer and you start pressing in your bottom bracket, you will not have enough clearance and then you will crush your inner cover. What Shimano is doing is with that 2.5 millimeter spacer is creating some gap. That way the inner cover, letter B, will have some play side to side, and that way there's no friction. Okay? So let's say you measure your frame shell, which in this case is letter D again, top picture, and you have a width of 92 millimeters. So at this point, the 2.5 spacer is not needed because you measure and you got 92 millimeters. You still need to use the inner cover. Okay? So that's basically what I needed to tell you about that. The second thing is the tool that you're going to use. In the last video I made about the i9 wheels, how to re-grease, replace, and change your bearings, I showed how to do a homemade bearing press. We're not going to use that here. This is very sensitive part of your bike. If you are working on a carbon fiber bike, normally those are very expensive. Aluminum bikes and titanium bikes, you don't want to miss that. Okay? So using the right tool is very important to get your bearings straight, press fit straight, and you're not going to miss anything. So what tools are you going to need? So this is a Trek Fuel X. It comes with a raised face crank arms. To remove the right side ball that holds the crank arm, it's a number 8 millimeter Allen key, Allen wrench, or you can use a ratchet wrench with an 8 millimeter Allen socket. Okay. The next thing you're going to need is a crank arm puller. This basically screw in to your crank arm, and then once you have this all the way in, then you can use a adjustable wrench or a number, I think it's a 14 Allen wrench with a ratchet wrench. It's all up to you. And then once you start screwing this in, it will pull your crank arm out. So the next tool you're going to need is a bottom bracket bearing removal. This one is made by Park Tools. The way you use this one, I'm pretty sure you've seen already. You insert it until you hit a click. This is going to engage in your bearing, and then you will hammer it from the opposite side, and it will basically push your bearing out. So that being said, you will need a hammer. After all that is done and you have everything set to install your bottom bracket, then you will need either a headset bearing press, a bearing press like this one, and then these two couplings are dedicated for bottom brackets. So please like this video if you like it, if it's useful for you. If you're new watching this channel, please consider subscribe, and let's get to it. Let's start by first removing the tension from the chain. Remove your chain. Now go ahead and use your 8 millimeter wrench and remove the nut that holds your crank arm. As soon as you remove this, remember we still have to use this puller to be able to get it out. Just screw it in. Once you have it all the way in, then now we're gonna be screwing this bolt in, which is what is going to press and then pull your crank arm out. Have a nice firm hold of your crank arms, and then you're gonna start screwing in. It should come out smooth. And then set this aside for now. Make note of spacers, shims, anything that you take out, make sure you put it back in the way it was. Now your left side crank arm should come out easily. And then set it aside as well. All right, now we're ready to slide the bottom bracket bearing removal in. Once you slide it in, you're gonna hear a click. Now get your brass hammer or regular hammer. So you decided to get into this to save some money. You said, I'm a little bit knowledgeable. I'm not gonna pay a technician. Most bike techs out there know this is a common issue. Bottom brackets, especially when they're plastic, they get cracked. When you try to get it out, it will crack. There's no biggie, no need to panic. Okay, I'm gonna show you an easy way to take this out and not damaging your frame. But first, let's take a look at what happened here. The real problem was here. Once I inserted the tool, you insert the tool like so. You're supposed to click on this. And once you hit, because the bearing is pressed here, the whole coupling is supposed to go out like so. And then you're supposed to stay with this in your hands. Because this came out, it just push your bearing out, leaving the coupling in. That's all that happened. What matters now is that you take this out, this section out, without damaging your frame. Okay, I'm gonna show you how. You can use a number 21 socket. In this case, this is a Craftsman. When you put it in there from either side, you're gonna notice that it's exactly the same size of the shell. In this guy, I'm gonna put it on the left side of the bike, and I'm gonna start hammering it, and you'll see it coming from the opposite side. Just try it out. This is just plastic, so this is not gonna be reused anymore. So here are the two options to remove this. First, if you can find a punch with a flat end to hit it, you're gonna hit it evenly. From the other side, you're gonna hit this side, and then from this side, you're gonna hit the other side. And then evenly, you're gonna remove each one of them. The other option is gonna be a 3/8 extension. All right, first, I'm gonna use the extension, and I'm gonna hit it at the bottom and then at the top. Hit it evenly. And then keep doing that until you get it all out. As you can see, it's already coming out. But I'm pretty sure another smack is gonna take it out. And the extension is working perfect. Bottom, top, left, and it's out. Now you're gonna use a clean rag to get this ready. Just make sure it's clean good. Always pay attention to the indicator. Right here, you can see there's a left and right. I'm gonna install both couplings at the same time. The grease that I'm gonna use, you only need a thin layer. So that's all you need to install. So press fit with your hands initially. Once you get it set a little bit, go ahead and get your bedding press. Make sure it's straight. It should go in smooth. If you feel that it's not going smooth on either side, just back up the process, remove your bottom bracket, and start the process again. All right. As you can see, the installation is being complete. At this point, you can go ahead and install your crankset. Let's reverse the process of installing the crankset. Have grease and have this ready to install already. You want to install your washer. The screw is going to bring both crank arms together. I'm going to fast forward this video to get this ready, and the installation is complete. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have find this video useful. So if you find it useful, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new watching this channel, please consider subscribe. I try to make this type of videos every week, and if it's not working on bikes, it's riding out there. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the top.